Yo, we are back and we are finally in NBA 2K26. As you can see, walking around the city, I don't even have any drip on me yet. I had to get this 6'10" lockdown to you guys as soon as possible. I'm telling you right now, this 6'10" lock is way better than last year. It's going to be a ton of fun and I have a lot more builds and gameplay dropping for you. Real quick before we get started, drop a like, drop a sub, turn the notifications on for me getting this video to you as quickly as possible. I'm going to be breaking down the badges, the max plus twos, cat breakers, anything else you need to know about this build before you make it, and I even give you some animations and gameplay at the end. Not wasting any more time though, let's get right into this one. All right, we are out here in the NBA 2K26 builder. I have my 6'10" lockdown ready for you guys. The name doesn't matter, handedness right, and we did just find out that you can go right or left-handed this year after you make your build. You can always keep changing that and it doesn't really matter. Preferred jersey number also doesn't matter. We're gonna go ahead and continue. I'm gonna go position small forward, height 6'10". This lockdown was a ton of fun last year and I can't wait to get it out in NBA 2K26 where we can actually dribble a little bit better with these taller builds this year. Weight 200 pounds. I wanted to get the 71 strength so we can still get bumps on the perimeter, and then a maxed 7'4" wingspan. All right, and then we are going to go ahead and start out with the finishing here. We do have a set, let me pop up the badges here. We do have a 73 close shot, which is going to help with our float game and paint prodigy. This honestly just came up with some other stuff. 78 driving layup is extremely important this year. You have to be able to get that BAM layup style for his floaters. The BAM floaters this year are going to be very, very good all year long. Trust me when I say that. We also get layup mix master, physical finisher, and silver float game. I'm going to talk about some max plus ones, max plus two options later, but we do get an 87 driving dunk, 4 contact dunks, silver posterizer, and gold aerial wizard. The dunk meter is looking very good, contacts are looking good, and they're looking even better on these taller builds. So being 6'10", we are bound to get a ton of contact dunks. Not to mention, at the end of the day, we're a lockdown, and everything else on top of being a lockdown is just added benefit. We're going to be able to dribble on this build too. You guys are going to see it. 72 standing dunk though does get us that bronze rise up. We want to be able to cut out of the corners. Cuts or standing dunks are looking really, really good this year. They really did a lot to that standing dunk meter, so we do end up going with the 72. And then over to the shooting here, we do have an 83 pointer. I saw people shooting yesterday very, very consistently with that 80 rating, but we also have the 81 midi. We're gonna get bronze shifty shooters, silver set shot specialist, which can be max plus 2 if that's what you choose to use it on. And that would give you Hall of Fame set shot specialist on a very tall lockdown. Not to mention 81 midi. We're just going to be shooting consistently on this build. I'm telling you right now, we were shooting consistently last year with our shooting ratings, and we get even higher ratings this year. Free throw, I wish I could have gotten a little bit higher, but if there's a pure green window, which there is, you just got to be able to time your free throws, put a good free throw on, and knock them down. Getting over to the playmaking though, I watched a few videos on pass accuracy. I'm going back to that 65 rating just like last year on this build because it looks like it does not make that much of a difference going any higher. I see most guards, even my guard that I'm going to make has a 71 pass accuracy off rip. I just don't really want to go any higher when we're still making consistent passes with that 65 rating. 74 ball handle gets us all of Kevin Durant's dribble animations, and then the 68 speed with ball also gets us his dribble style, but it also gets us bronze lightning launch, which again, this is another area where you could max plus 2 that, get gold lightning launch on a 6'10". You guys are going to see the dribbling here in a minute. I'll show you what I'm using, but you can actually cook. You can actually move on these taller builds this year. You really love to see it. 74 ball handle though is also going to get us bronze handles for days, silver strong handle, and bronze unpluckable. And there's a lot of options, like I've been saying, for max plus ones and max plus twos this year. But as you're looking at these lower badges in categories that are not your primary, just think about where you want to be using those max plus ones and max plus twos. Getting over to the defense though, where this build really shines, we do have an 84 interior, and this build does have room for cat breakers. I'll talk about that too, but we could go to an 89 interior to boost our paint patroller and stuff like that. And down to the 88 block, I mean, we start out with gold high flying denier, which this is where I'll be using my first 5 cat breakers is on block to get that to a 93. You definitely don't need it, so don't feel like this is a build you have to have cat breakers on. But starting out with the 88 gives us that option to go to 93, which will raise our paint patroller and high flying denier to Hall of Fame and gold. Another area where you can use those max plus ones and max plus twos. Personally, I want to specialize in defense just so I can permanently boost my challenger or removable enforcer. We don't get on-ball menace. That is the downside of going 6'10". So I am gonna also post a 6'9" lockdown video, and that will give you the on-ball menace and stuff like that. That one might be a little bit better for competitive play or just a little bit more competitive in general. This 6'10" is a height that if you really just want to have fun, have the nostalgia of going back to 2K19 style 6'10" lockdowns, that is going to be what this is for. Still a very good, well-rounded build. And like I said in the playmaking, you can ISO on it this year, which makes it a lot more fun than it was in 2K25. And let me tell you, it was a lot of fun then, so I can't wait to get into it this year. But yeah, you do have the option. My second 5 cat breakers would probably go on interior to get that to an 89 and then just boost our paint patroller even higher. But yeah, very solid defense across the board. I mean, even with the 83 perimeter, we're getting silver challenger. I got the strength to go bronze immovable. I will probably be using a max +2 on a bronze immovable just because those bumps this year and last year were both very good with that badge, and I want those to be as good as possible. 79 steel gets a silver glove and silver interceptor. I don't think on any of my builds I'm going to invest a lot into steel this year just because it does not look like they're doing all that much out there in the park. But yeah, that is going to do it for the defense. Very solid. Over to the rebounding, this was a big thing I liked on my 6'10" lockdown last year. Also, I'm able to get down there, help the center. We get silver box out beast and silver rebound chaser. Again, very, very good, just well-rounded. Helps us help out the center. We can get a box out and we can go green rebounds if the center's boxing out his guy. Not too much to say about rebounding though. It looks pretty similar to last year if I had to compare it to anything. Over to the physicals though, our physicals are very solid. 82 speed, 78 agility, 71 strength, and an 83 vertical. That vertical is going to get us Hall of Fame pogo stick. It's also going to help with our dunks. It's going to help with our high flying denier. It's going to help with our rise up. I mean, vertical is just going to make us more athletic overall. But yeah, the strength, like I said, post lockdown on bronze, a movable enforcer, one of my favorite badges since it's been added to 2K. Silver strong handle, which I've seen some strong handle animations and they are still looking pretty good this year if you know how to use them. And then bronze physical finisher just to go down and make some of those layups, make some of those BAM floaters. 78 agility, these physicals are better than we got last year on a 6'10" lockdown, so I'm really expecting with the game speed buff to be moving out there. I can't wait for that. But yeah, this is going to do it for the build. Let me get into some animations that you guys want to check out really quick. Actually, let's head back to the defense and take a look at the badges really quick. If we go to relevant badges for our interior defense, which it's a little bit different this year, but you can click right stick and highlight relevant. So, I mean, you're looking at interior defense. This post lockdown is in tier 2. Off ball pest is in tier 2. Our paint patroller is something that once our block is up, we could max +2 that to legend, which would make us an absolute menace in the paint. But yeah, perimeter defense, everything on this 6'10", this is the benefit of going this height over the 6'9". Everything's in tier 2. Steel, we get glove in tier 2, interceptor in tier 1, which I probably won't waste any of my max +1s on that. Like I said, steel, I'm not really loving how it's looking this year, but maybe there's a change to that. I don't know. We got to get some gameplay in first. And then even for the block, our high flying denier is in tier 2, and we will have that on Hall of Fame after we cat break that to 93. So then you could just throw a max +1 and have legend high flying denier to go along with legend paint patroller. I don't know. Nobody is going to score on this build in the paint, especially with how paint defense is looking this year. I'm really liking it. But yeah, let's take a look at the build name, and then I'll throw some animations on and show you guys what I am using. We do get shades of Cooper Flag, Lamar Odom, and Shane Battier, and we get a two-way high-flying wing runner. We have no big weaknesses to report on our 6'10" lockdown. That really shows you how well-rounded we really are. Effortless elevation in traffic. We're getting contact dunks, outruns defenders in transition. We are fast for being a 6'10". Fearless contesting at the rim. Like I said, nobody's going to be scoring on us, especially after we max out, cat break out, and use our max +1s and 2s. And it can compete inside consistently. Our finishing is solid. I don't know. This is a very well-rounded 6'10" build, and this is what I will be going with. But like I said, I do have a 6'9" dropping for you guys as well. If you want something that gets a little bit better defensive badges and a little bit more on the comp side than the fun side. But let's go ahead and test this build, take a look at some animations, and see what we are rocking with. All right, then just taking a look at some animations here. We do have pretty much everything Kevin Durant on. That's what I was going for on this build, is just unlocking all of his stuff, because the way he was moving at Community Day was insane. You guys are about to see. I do have a jump shot on here. I did get this from Sprague, so shout out to him, but this is what I'm gonna go ahead and test the build on. And that's another benefit of going 6'10 over 6'9. We get this Jonathan Isaac base. You do get Scottie Pippen on the other one. I don't know. I really like Jonathan Isaac though. So this is what we're going to go ahead and test out with in the freestyle. And I mean, you guys are about to see, we are moving way better than we were last year already. And we just got the, I mean, we were not able to move like this at all. Obviously, it's nothing crazy, but at the end of the day, we are a lockdown. We get super athletic finishes on this build. We can still speed boost with that Kevin. Look at that. Look what we're getting with this Kevin Durant. There's probably a better dribble style that I could put on. I mean, I think Giannis is pretty good, but everything I'm using, I'm really liking. And we're gonna get the Kobe escape moves on this, or not Kobe escape moves, Kobe signature size up, which is gonna be really good. But I mean, look at the same side speed boost. We're flying on this build. And at the end of the day, we're out there to play defense, but we're able to do all of this while doing that. I don't know, this is gonna be a much more fun build than it was last year. And I already had a ton of fun using it then. But yeah, you can see, I mean, we're dribbling, we're cooking. I can't wait to get this to the park. We are going to have gameplay on this build dropping for you guys very soon. Either this one or the 6'9". I can't decide what I'm going to make first and upgrade. But yeah, this is coming. Go ahead and drop a like, drop a sub, turn those notifications on. We're going to keep going crazy all through 2K26. And stay tuned for the gameplay and the more builds to come. If you guys stuck around all the way to the end, I really appreciate you watching. And I will catch you in the next one.